Okay, what is up guys, Jaden here. Sorry for the lack of reaction videos, but I'm not going to be talking that much because there's plenty of talking being done in this video, so enjoy.
$44 a tire, pretty good, not bad, not a bad deal. Got Michelin pilots, $200 a tire, okay. Yokohama Advans, oh, okay, $329, yeesh, that's expensive. All right, what are these? Michelin Pilot Sport Packs, huh.
$42,000.
Yep, that is a real thing. Now these are Michelin Pilot Sport Packs, and they are specifically designed for the Bugatti Veyron, and they cost $42,000 a set. Why? Why do they cost so much more than the average tire? What allows it to demand such a price? Is it just a markup because they're on a Bugatti? Well, today, we're gonna look at this very special tire, how it's adapted for the Veyron, and shine some light as to why they cost so darn much. Let's get it. Design, except none of that really matters unless the rubber that meets the road is doing its job. So enter in Michelin's PAX run flat system. The PAX system was a reinvention of the traditional run flat tire that ended up on the Veyron. At this point in time, there was a fairly mainstream approach to the run flat tire, which was to have a stiffened sidewall. And that sidewall is a smooth wall of rubber between the tire tread and the bead. And the sidewall usually is what protects the inner structure of the tire from road wear. On a run flat tire, however, a puncture meant the stiffer sidewall was needed to bear the weight temporarily and allow the driver to continue to drive at a reduced speed. But there's a good side and there's a downside with everything. And unfortunately, this created an issue. The stiffer sidewall made the ride much harsher and even adversely affected the handling at times when the tire was properly inflated. The PAX system, by contrast, uses a much softer sidewall with a supportive ring insert made out of a combination of polyurethane and rubber. And that ring is coated with a gel. And the polymer insert is wrapped around the outside of the wheel underneath the tire casing. And as a result, the tire won't collapse onto the wheel despite the fact that it has no air inside of it. And meanwhile, the gel that's there, it lubricates the tire as it runs flat. This polymer ring allows the tire to be a much stronger alternative to the normal run flat tire while simultaneously retaining a much more comfortable and stable ride under normal driving conditions. Now that sounds pretty freaking useful if I was going, I don't know, 253 miles an hour in my Bugatti Bombati. For the Veyron, Michelin didn't stop there. The Veyron has a bespoke modification that came in the form of its size. Now the average tire is somewhere around 9¼ inches wide, totally fine for everyday use. The Veyron's rear tire width sits at a healthy 14.4 inches. So like here's about 14.4 inches, and here's about 9 inches. About 14.4 inches, 9 inches. Yeah, you get my point. It's a thick boy tire. It's so wide that it actually is the widest rear tire ever made for a production car. The PAX system has a custom designed tire with a specifically shaped bead lock. And the bead is a bundle of metal wrapped in the rubber around the inside edges of the tire that latches under the edge of the wheel, creating a seal. This specially shaped bead ensures that it stays in place regardless of the lack of air pressure by fitting it into a special. The need for this custom groove in the ring insert I talked about earlier meant that the wheels themselves had to be custom designed as well. So the PAX system required a PAX tire and a PAX wheel. You couldn't just go and put a PAX tire on any old wheel and vice versa. Bespoke equipment is what that is. That kind of sounds expensive. And you know what? Yeah, it was really expensive. Tires with this PAX technology were also offered on mainstream vehicles like the Honda Odyssey, the Nissan Quest, and the Acura RL. But there was a little bitty tiny problem. In order to repair or replace a Michelin PAX tire, a standard repair shop needs to have specialized PAX tire equipment and additional training to know how to put those tires on and take those tires off. And this equipment could cost anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 depending on what the shop already had. And on top of that, the installation time was on average twice as long. If you watch a video of someone trying to put one of these tires on, it looks really hard. If you've ever put on a tire by yourself, you know what a huge pain in the ass it is. Now this is double the pain in the ass. So the similarities of the pack system for an average car like the Honda Odyssey and the Veyron, they end right there. So to further stabilize the Veyron, the tires were glued to the wheel itself in order to further secure the bead to the wheel. And what's even more insane is that the wheels themselves have to be replaced every 2 to 3 tire changes. Even if it was driven 0 miles, the glue needs to be replaced every 18 months to ensure bead seal integrity at high speeds. Hey, it's hard to blame them. It's got 1,000 horsepower, and at 250 plus miles an hour, that becomes a real concern because wheels begin to experience more G-forces than any other tire. But how many G-forces, Jerry Berry? Well, don't worry, because Uncle Jerry's got you covered. We're gonna look at it. The combination of immense G-forces and air pressure creates an excessive amount of friction, and therefore heat builds up in